Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do, the usual disclaimers. If you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 800 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused. You know the drill. Please read the article. Share on all your social media. Also included in there is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever actually does see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1: when we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. Trigger warning 2: this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is very much advised. All right, where we left off, shall we? The comment highlights that the side effects that drugs used to treat SIB and AB can cause, some of which can be severe. Okay, let me introduce a little bit some information for you folks. The percentile of human beings on which the side effects are the most severe is in general usually so tiny and small that, yeah, yeah, folks, it's usually such a small percentile that it actually affects severely. It's not, I'm not going to say it's not reason for concern. I'm saying let's put things in proportions here. There is a tiny percentage of individuals that might be affected by that particular medicine severely, as opposed to the 100% likelihood of the side effects that being treated at the JRC is likely to give you, and the fact that those issues are going to be lifelong. If I have to choose between a pill that may, and that's a really big may, cause me issues, as opposed to something that's going to give me lifelong trauma, what would you choose? Yeah, I don't minimize that there are severe risks that some of these medications cause. What I'm arguing is the number of people that are affected that severely by particular medications is so small as to almost be, a lot of times, almost non existent. Okay? There's an if when it becomes from medication. There is 100% likelihood if we're going with torture, starvation, and sleep deprivation. Okay? You actually risk 1,000 times worse issues down the line going with the JRC than you do having a decent give or take with your doctor when medicine looks like it would be a good supplement to the rest of the overall treatment program. There's a reason why the medical standard is the medical standard. There is always room for improvement, and there's a lot of dinosaurs that need to see the way of the dodo. But at the end of the day, folks, you can't sit there and compare what is going to be lifelong trauma that they are going to have to deal with the rest of their lives over the, like, 0.01 percentile chance that that pill is going to affect you not so great. Okay? Even if it were a choice to me that I could either be on the Wellbutrin and always desire sleep, or go to a place like the JRC, as much of a pain in the ass as Wellbutrin was, I'm going to stick with it over that. And I bet you would too. But let's continue to read, shall we? For example, as FDA pointed out in the proposed rule, the most common adverse reactions observed in the trials conducted for approval of Risperdal and Abilify were sedation, increased appetite, fatigue, constipation, vomiting, and drooling. Now, those that were talk about the vomiting and the drooling, right? How big is that percentile that get affected by and that way by that particular medication? If it were a large number, it wouldn't have been approved. Big Pharma is a greedy son of a bitch. Yes. But as greedy corporate CEOs, corrupt as hell as they are, do you not think that they don't know how to cover their own ass? You really think they're going to put their necks on the line by putting something out there that can affect a large amount of people extremely badly? Okay? Now, let's continue, shall we? Other less common serious adverse reactions with the use of risperidone or blah, my god, I can't pronounce it. Aripiprazole may include neuroleptic malignant syndrome, gynecomastia, laturia, metabolic changes, and tardive dyskinesia. Note, valbenzazine Ingrezza and trupazine Austedo have been approved for the treatment of tardive dyskinesia. Again, I will put it up there with you. Those who suffer the most severe risks with these medicines are in an extremely low percentile. Big Pharma, who likes to cover their own ass, is not going to do something that is mass produced and used by many people that can come back to bite them in the ass. Greedy sons of bitches they are. Stupid they're not. Let's continue, shall we? The FDA acknowledges the significant risks posed by pharmacotherapy, but assesses them together with their proven benefits. We can largely say, in this rational world of ours, that the success rate of these drugs, when implemented with a proper treatment program, all built around a well done and correctly done full functional behavioral assessment, has a hell of a lot more success as well as longevity than whatever the JRC pseudoscience is that they call medicine. Okay? We have the receipts. Those receipts have receipts, and the receipts after that have receipts, okay? We can prove how effective this is overall when done properly. All right? This is why getting information and resources out there is infinitely important because parents are not going to know this out the gate. Okay? But I will say this, parents, for those who are being introduced into this world for the first time, never believe any doctor, school, or residential program that will sit there and tell you they could take your kid off of all the drugs they're currently on and magically make them neurotypical like. It's never going to happen, and your kid is going to come back traumatized within an inch of their life. If it sounds like a pressure used card salesman and you can hear the desperation in their voice, or especially if they threaten you with legal action of taking away your kid, stop them right there and say, okay, I'm going to call my lawyer so that he can be present during the proceedings. Okay? Call their bluff. This is your kid. You are their front line of defense. You may not have all the resources in the world, but a good majority of parents have a fantastic gut instinct. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. If they are justifying that if you see bruises on your child for that you need to dismiss them, yeah. All right. Just saying. Let's continue, shall we? Where did I lost myself? Okay. The FDA acknowledges the significance of the risks posed by pharmacotherapy, but assesses them together with their proven benefits. FDA determined that the benefits outweigh the risks in the population for which they are intended when we approved the drugs for the irritability associated with ASD on well controlled clinical studies. In other words, we did our homework. We didn't just let them sling this out on the market. Okay? Especially when some of these are extremely highly controlled substances. And the black market on it being huge, Big Pharma is going to cover their ass, aren't they? Yeah, the Missouri came out, and I mean, what else is new? They're not just going to stick your kids on a pill with the complete idea that something really bad could go wrong. The percentile that are affected the worst is so small that it is overall safe for the general population of those who might need access to the medicine. The medicine, in a majority of cases, is not going to work instantly. You may not see results in a week, 2 weeks, possibly even a month. You have to give these medicines time to do their job. Okay? And we're going to go ahead and close on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. And the few we do tend to get removed from time to time. You know the drill, folks. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. I appreciate your time this afternoon. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you again here in a few minutes. Bye bye, everyone.